did the Starbucks location and their manager report anything to you?
Just disruptions. There's a lot of LGBT people that work in OPS in Starbucks and OPS as well, I'm sure. But there was a general feeling of annoyance. It was an annoying thing. It was, it was fine, but it wasn't, the pleasant sort of, there's some protesters were perfectly pleasant and lovely. That should be said. They're not all homogenous, right? But there were definitely the ones that would make comments about why they'd be wearing a mask in a window and the door would be, the window's open, you don't need a mask, those types of things. And again, I think we have to put this back into context of the first weekend being our stores were still closed. You couldn't go into a restaurant that first weekend. That was reopening on the 31st. So the feeling that we have about masks today really has to be brought back to how weird that felt then.
I understand that you also visited the Coventry Road parking lot that the protesters were using during this period, correct?
Several times, yes.
Okay. And you took some videos?
I sure did.
I'll show a few to you. So if we can pull up COM 50744. If you could tell me when this was taken and where.
I believe
the Hampton Inn.
I'm going to say
Sunday night of the protest.
Sunday night of the first weekend.
Just doing a little recon mission here. See what's living in our neighborhood right now.
This is very embarrassing.
Not sure
Has to be said.
Get in or out. Doesn't look like it. It's been blocked apparently because nobody can come in or out and they're directing their own traffic.
So this was the first weekend you were telling me?
Correct, on the Sunday night. And it, again, has to be put in context. The reason I took this video was to share with my colleague at OPS, because that day we had been told that, now we're gonna move towards egress, but I was trying to demonstrate there's no sign of egress at Coventry.
And when you say, sorry, you said your colleague at OPS, you mean the kind of the police liaison?
The person that was on the calls with us at those daily meetings, yes.
Thank you. And can you describe what you saw in that video? Anything significant stand up to you?
Well, two things. So this video, to put in context, is next to the stadium. So on, depending what map you're looking at, but not on the hotel side, but on the other side. What I had observed during that weekend, and it increased during the week and certainly in the second weekend, was this sense of directing their own traffic, of allowing certain trucks in or people in and not. So there was a sense of security security system of some sort that was building up. I observed large-scale tents that, again, from an event planner perspective, signified to me, lots like organization and places to work and places to make food. I saw food being brought in. I saw deliveries being made. This is over the course of the 4 weeks. And I saw that encampment grow from an overflow parking to an encampment. A very solid, very organized, Blues Fest, large-scale event style. We're here for a long time, and we have the infrastructure to stay.
Thank you. Let's just play COM 50743, please.
Staying.
That's the same night, the other side of the parking lot.
Don't know what the way out is. Here it is, packed side by side, kind of like this. Many people deep, full campers, set up. Nobody's going anywhere.
Again, terribly embarrassing.
Here to stay.
Sorry.
So, so your understanding.
Everybody hates their own voice, right? No. Sorry, I just have to say that out loud. I'm nervous.
So, based on your observations that day, it sounds in the video, did you conclude that people were there to stay longer term?
I am somebody that is very savvy with social media. To me personally, it was clear that the 70-kilometer train of trucks that crossed the country was not coming in for a small protest in a day. And to me, that Sunday night was the proof that, somebody somewhere had underestimated or not listened to the anger, frustration that at that point, large number of people felt. They were coming to the city of Ottawa as the representatives of what they thought, and they were going to stay there. They were going to stay there until they were heard.
I want to just show one last video, COM 50749.
Drop some truck emojis in the chat, everybody. And food and truck emojis.
So when was this video taken?
I believe that's the second weekend.
Okay.
And what you see in that video are things that, again, as an event planner, I took because it drove me crazy, because there was a propane tank next to diesel with like wooden pallets packed right next to it, which an event would be not even allowed to operate. Second, would be shut down, and police trucks would be there, bylaw would be there, and as an event planner, I would be fined. And there was no fining. I saw tents that normally, as an event planner, both in my BIA role, but also previously, you need permits to put up tents like that in the city of Ottawa. You pay a permit, an inspector has to come, there has to be an engineer evaluation. To my knowledge, none of that had been done at Coventry. So I essentially had a festival happening in my community that was neither sanctioned nor was it protected by the normal standards that the city of Ottawa would adhere to. And in the city, there's a thing called the SEEK program, which is Special Events Activation Team. And any event that goes through the city of Ottawa must go through this very, very stringent process of being evaluated by that. And none of it had been done. I witnessed downtown stages on the back of a truck, wooden things with diesel being poured onto them, like just things that were, in my 30 years experience, absolutely baffling and quite frankly, dangerous.